Hi there, Lee Farnell, and this is Leading Your Best Life, and we're focusing on sales and sales systems and sales stats and sales data and your sales process today. So if you're a business person or you're in sales, this podcast is for you. Stay tuned because it really is some surprising statistics and actions that are in this podcast. Welcome back. In one of the other podcasts, I was talking about an article from gong.io, talking about research-based sales statistics, and some of them are mind-blowing. You just go, man, I didn't realise that. And the last podcast we got up to, I think, sales stat number 14. So here we go with sales stat number 15 from this fantastic gong.io article. Sales stat number 15, avoid one-size-fits-all social proof. Social proof, using endorsements, logos, reviews to build credibility with potential buyers, can be the icing on the cake to close the deal, but these guys are saying it can also backfire. Sellers who use social proof techniques in their sales calls have a 22% lower close rate in general. Gee whiz, that blows my mind away. Despite conventional wisdom, sellers who use social proof techniques in their sales calls have a 20% lower close rate than sellers who do not use social. What's it get to us? Leveraging social proof techniques during early stage calls decreases close rates. Why? Because you're talking about yourself and not the buyer. As they say, use it as icing on the cake to support the buyer's decision or to handle some objections, but not necessarily early on. First meeting with a new qualified buyer. It's even worse in the early stages. The use of social proof techniques during the early stage calls plummets close rates by 47% compared to early stage deals where social proof techniques were not used. The cold hard truth, social proof is most often misapplied in sales. Goodness gracious. Want to check that one out in more detail. Sales stat 16, number 16, phrase questions to get long answers. Yes, no, not sure. Well, they're closed questions. You don't want that, and we talk about that in our POMVIC system. The use of open questions. It also turns out that short answers means your deal is less likely to close. And we've already shown in other statistics, you want to be about the 45% talking mark, as in you want to be more listening than talking. That's right. When buyers give you more information, you're not shooting in the dark, which is why we say swim deep in the blue zone. You go swimming within their goals, their needs, their problems, their outcomes. That's why we use the POMVIC framework, the POMVIC scaffold. You're sitting on the same side of the table. That's exactly what you want. That's why we say you want to co-create. You want to partner. You're coming from a partnering mindset. And that's when deals really start moving fast, when you're sitting on the same side of the table in rapport. Here it is. The longer the customer story length, the higher the success rate. The more they're talking about themselves and their problems, the greater the close rate. Oh boy, that's a fantastic statistic. You can get longer replies by signaling you want a longer reply. Tell me more. I'm interested in that. That's going to really help us come up with a good package or solution for you. Can you help me and here are some questions. What NLP calls softeners. Can you help me understand that more? Tell me more about that problem. What's your biggest challenge? Really, tell me more. Can you walk me through how that happened? Can you walk me through how you solved that? Can you walk me through how you bought last time, how you solved this problem last time? Well, can you walk me through what you tried that didn't work? Can you tell me about that problem you had? Can you tell me about that new project you're working on? Can you tell me about some of these blockages and limitations? Can you tell me about some of the things that are really frustrating you? Can you tell me where the pain is? Talk to me about the new project you've got going. Talk to me about some of the problems. Talk to me about these blockages that are really frustrating, or what you consider to be the problem with your cash flow or your business growth. Yeah. So help me understand, walk me through, tell me about, talk to me about. Fantastic. Can you help me understand what some of your pain points are? Can you help me understand where the business is at right now? Can you help me understand what some of the big blockages are? Can you help me understand some of the things you'd like solved pretty quickly if you had a magic wand, if we could do something to help you? This approach will turn into longer, richer, more insightful, valuable answers and more closed-won deals, more wins. Last one I'm going to share here, sales stat number 17, shoot for 11 to 14 targeted questions. So as they say, what's the ideal number of questions you should be asking on a discovery call in the blue zone, particularly in the early days of a conversation? Between 11 and 14. Ask less and you aren't getting enough information, but ask more and you tune the buyers out. So here it is, the data. When there's 1 to 6 questions, it was about a 46% close rate. When there was a 7 to 10 questions, it was a 66% close rate. But when there was 11 to 14 questions, there was a 74% close rate. But when there were 15 to 18 questions, it dropped back to 67%. But as they say, quantity does not mean quality, so ask questions that make you sound like a subject matter expert. Questions your buyers would ask a peer. Oh my, that's a very good one. I'll tell you what, bonus. Sales stats for pitching. This is in the red zone when we're pitching, and we've already talked about this. Sales stat number 18, don't sell on ROI. Want to know one of the worst ways to build a business case, to build your sales business case? Pitch ROI. Presenting ROI at any point in your sales process correlates with a 27% drop in close rates. Boy, oh boy, that's shocking, because I certainly do like to use ROI if possible, but I don't use it as a number one. I don't enter with that point. To be fair, we're talking correlation, not causation. So a conversation around ROI may work. However, any of the following may be true. Presenting ROI doesn't work. Presenting ROI does work, but can end up sounding too good to be true and backfiring. Presenting ROI turns into a last-minute desperate attempt to save a dying deal. But guess what? It doesn't matter if it's 1, 2, or 3. Over-indexing on ROI to seal a deal is still a risk. It's not a silver bullet. Now, of course it's not a silver bullet. You need to be able to, I say to people, you need to be able to play the mathematics card, but doesn't mean you use it first. It's there as a backup. Or alternatively, you talk about another client that you've worked with, or another prospect, or that made a decision. Mate, there's so many great things here, and that's why sales is so important, but at the same time, there's so many things to be thinking, so many moving parts. Bottom line is this, that the prospect knows you care, that you've built rapport and you've really understood their needs and problems, and going straight back to, you're really going to focus on those 11 to 14 questions you ask, the problems and the pain points they talk about, and then how you can help them achieve the outcome and objectives they said they want to achieve in their words. Want to find out more? That's what we do with our POMVIC system. Our clients love it because it gives them structure and confidence and certainty, and the other C there, it increases cash flow and conversion rates. That's what we do. If that interests you, reach out and touch base. I'm Lee Farnell. Thanks for listening to Leading Your Best Life. Today we've focused again on key sales closing statistics, and some of them are mind-blowing. See you next time. Thanks for listening.